All right, so GX Dad here. Went off-roading a couple weekends ago and slipped off the trail, ran into a pine tree, got some pretty significant damage here. So headlight is completely busted, kind of pushed the whole light fixture back into my paneling, so you can see it created a little bit of a gap here. Kind of pushed this paneling back too, so I'm gonna figure that out as one of the later stages of this project. But the silver lining or good news is I'm going to get rid of the old school bumper, and I've got a Lil B off-road bumper on the way, so I should get that in about 3 more weeks. But today I am going to attempt to replace the headlights. So in order to do that, I need to take the bumper off and then pull both of the existing headlights out and put in the new headlights. We'll see what kind of damage we've got back in here when I get this smashed headlight out, to see if I can get the new headlight in without any serious issues. Okay, so one of the first steps, there's usually a black cover, plastic cover that snaps into these different holes, and you can see it snaps in up here. But when I hit the tree, it broke off all the black plastic snap-ons or connections. So that step is already done. Now I basically, first step here to get the bumper off is I'm going to pull this section off. It usually just kind of snaps off, but you can see it's already damaged with hitting the tree. And then essentially I'm going to push this forward, and that will unlock from the snaps that are in place. And then the same thing on the other side. And actually I realized I just forgot to mention that first I need to go through and just see what bolts underneath are still holding the bumper in place. Make sure I undo any of those bolts, and then we'll snap the bumper off. Okay, at this point I believe I have taken off. No, I haven't. There's one more bolt here. Okay. Or is it? No, that's not part of the bumper. Okay, so there was, I don't know, 6 to 8 bolts underneath that I took off that were connecting the bumper. And then the sneaky one that I wasn't able to figure out, but got it figured out, there's a screw that goes right up in here that holds the edge of the bumper in place. So once you take all those bolts off, and there's actually 2 screws on the side here. There's one here, and then there's that kind of hidden one up top here. So now that I've taken all those off, the bumper should just basically slide off forward. So I'm going to set up the camera and see if I can slide the bumper off. All right, I realized as I was getting ready to take the bumper off that you also need to unplug the fog light, which is right here. So I think I just twist this sideways. Or do I pull it down? All right, I'm gonna have to turn the camera off so I can use both hands here, but basically I'm just gonna unplug the fog lights, that way I can finish taking the bumper off. All right, so at this point, I believe I've got all the bolts off, the screws, unplugged the fog lights, so now the bumper should just slide right out. So let's see if that happens. Oh yeah, so pretty easy. Now I'll go ahead and take the fog light out of my damaged bumper, and then we'll get to work on the taking this bracket off will be my next step, so I can then take each one of these headlights off. Okay, got the bumper all the way off. You can see some of the damage here from that mystery tree that ran out in front of me on the trail. This is kind of cool or crazy, but this is the, I don't know, the metal main part of the bumper. And you see on this side, this piece is actually supposed to be sticking out this way, but this is where the tree hit and bent it back. The nice thing is with the new bumper that I'm getting is I'm actually going to take this entire piece off. So it did its job, it crumpled, and it helped save the rest of my GX from getting totaled. So now I'm just going to go ahead and take off all these bolts. Looks like 2 here, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So then after I get that bracket off, then I believe the headlights have 2 screws up top that hold them in place that you can see on each side. And somewhere in here, there's a lower part of the headlight that snaps into a hole in place. You can see this piece of metal bent for me, so that will be interesting when we get to that part. All right, we're making progress here. So I took the bracket off that went all the way across. That was super easy, just a bunch of bolts. So with the light, there is a bolt down below here that holds in the bottom part of the light bracket or the light fixture, and then up top there's a screw here and a screw here. So once you take those out, it should just slide out. So let's see. Oh, still plugged in. All right, and there is your light fixture. This one is extremely damaged, but if you come over here, you can see now I should be able to just slide the new one in place. I bent this metal, so I probably need to bend that back out of the way a little bit. And I'm actually going to take this piece off because once I get the new bumper, this piece would be in the way, and you really only need the 3 connection points for your light, the 2 up top and then the 1 in the bottom corner. So this is just kind of extra anyway. Alrighty, making some progress here. Feeling good about it. So this is the inner mud flap that was up in here. But obviously when I take the bumper off, then it's just gonna flap in the wind and hit my tire. So good old razor blade did the job, cut it nice and easily. So if you come over here, you can see that this piece of metal did get bent inward, but it was actually pretty easy to just bend back out. So at this point, I'm gonna have 3 connection points. I'll have the bottom of the light connecting here, and then up top in these 2 spots. The fog lights, here's the wire for the fog lights. So I'm gonna just zip tie this somewhere out of the way for now. Maybe I'll use it later. All right, final stages here. So I got the other headlight already on. So last step here is just to plug in the lights, or plug in the bulbs. This is H11. Double check. Yep, okay. So H11 is my main bulb. Okay, that one's in. And then my bright light, which is HB3. goes in. And then our blinker. Whoops. All right, so now it should all slide into place. Whoops. Okay, perfect. So now I just got to put a screw here, and then a bolt there to hold it into place. So you got 3 secure points. And once I do that, then we're just waiting for the bumper. All right, we are all finished. It took about, I don't know, 2 hours or so, but it really wasn't that difficult to do. So just to kind of summarize, put in the new headlights. This is kind of a remaining part of the previous bracket that helps to hold on the bumper and the kind of a connection point here on the headlights, but it's really not needed because you have one connection point here, one connection point here, and then over here you've got another connection point with a bolt. So I did go ahead and cut the mud flap across right here, and that was super easy too. Just used a razor blade. I went ahead and plugged in all the lights, checked it, so everything works. The only small little issue, but not a big deal at all, is the plastic bracket right here that connects to this point broke, but that's fine. I went ahead and just ran a zip tie through it. So I still have the zip tie here, screw here, and then the third connection point there. So it's in pretty sturdy. I can't really, I mean, it wiggles just a little bit. So close the hood. Looks pretty good. I got functioning lights now. So I should get the bumper in about 3 more weeks. So I will make a install video with the bumper. Let's go!